Okay, so we are live. Let me just do a quick sound check. Echo. Okay, so we are live. Yep, that's working. There's no need for me to view myself in such glorious high quality, so for some reason it's not letting me turn it down. That's interesting. Right, so today I'm going to be, as I mentioned on social media, I'm just going to pause that. I'm going to assume it's working. As I mentioned on social media, I'm going to be taking a look at the Underground, because we've got a lot of the free play mode in place now, but but we haven't actually filled out any of the Underground, so I'm going to be looking at that today. If we get through that, we'll have to see. If we get through that, I'll take a look at the next step, which is the when you start the level, your colony sets up. So it's given a random starting position and that sort of thing, and that data is saved with your colony. Each colony that's in the map, that data needs to save for. And that's basically me setting that up for eventually when the when you'll be able to have enemy colonies on the map. So starting today, we'll be taking a look at the Underground. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, so yeah, I'm in a bit of a funny position here. Okay, so Matt's been at the map now. As you can see, it's looking a lot prettier. The one thing I've noticed that he hasn't got round to yet is the tunnel exits. Now, he's obviously done the tunnel exits, because you see they blend in well now. These are them closed. But when they open, I've noticed the texture doesn't work on them quite yet. But I've been assured by Matt that he's got a plan for that, so I'm not too fussed about that. So just bear that in mind. But no, the map's looking a lot prettier now. Obviously, this map looks blank because when I run the game, it spawns the landmarks and that sort of thing. Right, so we're going to get on with some of the Underground stuff. So before I go anywhere, let me just run it for you. Let me just get an idea of how the shape of things at the minute. Freeplay takes a long time to run because it sets up the map and it's such a big map. But once you go in, it's fine. So we've got various fights going on the surface. Just have a quick nosy around the place. Like I said, this is the tunnel exit, not the texture not being set up on it properly, but he assures me he's got a plan for it, so I'm not worried. I'm not sure my desktop audio is actually playing correctly here. So hang on, let me just... No, it doesn't look like it's working properly. Any better? No, well, never mind. We're going to have to do without desktop audio for now, I think. Oh, that's not working. Anyway. It's only the standard music, you've heard it all before. Okay, so I actually left a level going for a while earlier by accident. I noticed a couple of issues, but mostly it was working nicely. So there's a spider's web that's spawned. I'm still not sure about the number of landmarks. And obviously there's a chance that a couple of landmarks will spawn right next to each other. I guess if you get that. But you have to remember the landmarks aren't permanent. They've got a time limit, so they exist for something like 15 minutes to half an hour. And then they despawn and new ones reappear. Yeah, this one's a bit... This spawn's been a bit funny, actually. Maybe there needs to be a few more landmarks to start with. So all this stuff needs playing with. Obviously my camera there is jumping up over the top of that log and it shouldn't be. So that's one of the first things I can fix. I think it's just because the log's collidable. I think if I just turn the collision off on the log, it'll be fine. I don't know why I'm writing that down. I can actually probably do that as quick as I can write it down. Oh, it does sound like looks like the desktop audio is working now. Okay. Okay, so let's deal with this log. It's just a static mesh, so I should just be able to turn the collision off on it. Yeah, collision. Hello! Good to have you with us. Warlord Callie. Collision preset. I think if I just turn that to no collision, it's rebuilding some of the basically rebuilding the navigation around the log there. Okay, so I believe that'll be fine. I just let it finish building the collision. I'll just give it a test and then we'll get to the underground. Okay, so there we go. I believe the log still casts a shadow. But the shadow's probably somewhere over there at the minute. Okay, I believe we're in a good position to leave this now and take a look at the underground. poor frame rate at the minute. Just remember I'm running this with the editor going, with the stream going, so don't worry about that too much. Right. Okay, so next we're going to take a look at the undergrounds, which are over here. Okay, so I want to make the undergrounds similar in difficulty. I don't want them to be too difficult because most of Freeplay is really interactions on the surface and collecting food and that. However, there needs to be enough underground to get each player started, and it needs to be of a similar difficulty each one. I don't particularly want any of them to be any more difficult than the others. So what I'll do is I'll do one patch here and then copy the stuff from that patch into one of the patches on each side, and then do the same with more patches. Okay, so let's just have a few resources, some random seeds to start with. Shouldn't think the folder's a better place to find it. Getting a texture streaming pool error. Right. Okay, so random. Not a random poppy seed, random seed. There we go. I'm not entirely sure how much a player needs to get started. Tricks of the trade to speed this process up. Of course, I don't want seeds in walls. To avoid, if I can, seeds being in other seeds. Right. Right, I'll try and keep this organised, so let's see if I can make a folder. I just mean when I select them, they all select. I'm learning something new about Unreal Engine today. Don't know if I really want them in a group. Maybe I do. If I copy these, I wonder if the copied items are grouped as well. So they still appear to be grouped. Are these still grouped? Yeah, interesting. That's not a bad way of doing it, I don't think. As you can see, this is going to take a while. And largely today, this is what I'm going to be doing. Then after it all, I'll realise I've made too many seeds. So anyway, I can select an individual seed within the group without ungrouping them. That's probably too much to ask, isn't it? I can unlock the group. Right, that's it. So you unlock the group, move individual seeds, and then relock it. That's a beach detail piece. That's not a that's not a seed. I've got to be careful not so the seeds aren't too close to the wall, because that causes them to not be able to be picked up. There's one there that's like right in the wall. Seeds! So many seeds. Okay, there we are. Relock that group. So I'm there. I had a go at the Sea of Thieves beta the other day. That seems very good. Don't know how any of you lot feel about that. To me it looks like it's shaping up to be a great game. They're another British studio, I believe. Rare. Actually really excited for Sea of Thieves. It seems to have captured a lot of people, like just kind of the freedom and the play style that's so player driven rather than kind of story or anything else driven. As they keep saying, generate your own stories. Okay, so that's one patch for each I've done. Right. I want there to be a patch where there's no enemies, but to be fair, no, I should do the enemies at the same time as the food. So I think there'll be less balancing to do with this sort of thing in Freeplay. Just because, I mean, I'm not going to make the underground stuff particularly hard. It's not meant to kill you. It kind of doesn't matter too much. It's just meant to give you like a slow paced start to it. Again, I don't really want the player to spend much time underground in this. Underground should just be the base building stuff. I want a tile surfer. Actually, maybe I'll do all the... No, because I'll lose track of them. Yeah, I should have the tile surfers in I'm going. The tile surfers are the thing that spawn the enemies underground. So they're just... So the exclamation marks. Oh, I could have some woodlice and whatnot, I guess. Yeah, it's fine. This one can be a doubles coach horse, no problem. what's it done there? Maybe I accidentally grouped something that shouldn't be grouped. Oh no, that's definitely... I guess the normal tile surfer makes the massive group, makes the group box massive for some reason. Oh well. I can actually look from the bottom. Trying to work out which orientation I am. Which was the one I just put in? I think it was in here. No, it can't have been. Must be here then? Yeah, it's this one. I think that's all of those removed from daft locations. Okay, so let's regroup that. Relock the group, I mean. Okay, so there's... Yeah, I need to put one of these in each of these now. Right, just to let you know, I'm going to be streaming until 4 UK time, so that's another hour and a half. So it's going to be a 2-hour stream today. It's going to be mostly me moving seeds around like this. So if seed moving isn't your thing, I'll understand if you don't join me today. Of course, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. Are you going to give the fans a way to make their own maps? We've not actually explored what it would take to do that. I mean, it is a request we get every now and then. And I think it's a very reasonable request. I think what it would entail is us working on like a custom version of the Unreal Engine, much like Arc did. Arc did something along those lines. But it's not a simple task, obviously. I'd love to let players make their own maps. But it'll also require a lot of more thought on our part of how the map construction works, because at the minute there's a lot of things that need to tie into each other. So I'd probably just say it's not on our immediate list of things to do, but maybe one day. So that's each one's now got 3 different groups of food. I'm not sure how many patches of food I should give them. I mean, that one's quite a big one. But that's I'm kind of intending that one to be the kind of initial one you go for, because it's not defended. The second one has a little bit of defense. It does help for the longevity of the game. I totally agree. Modding and maps are fantastic for game longevity. I guess we will see. Ultimately, it partly depends on the success of the game as well. Obviously, we've been fairly successful so far, enough to keep us going, bring the game to a conclusion. But we will have to kind of judge finances after we release what we can call the finished product. Definitely wouldn't be in by that point. By the point we released. The point where we fully release on Steam, wouldn't be in by that point. So I guess we'd have to reevaluate at that point. Yeah, a lot of people do. I remember I always used to make toy around with map editors and Dungeon Keeper and Warcraft 3 and Starcraft, making my own little missions and things. They were never any good. Like, I was only young then, but no, it is really good if you can give people those tools. Maybe what we'll do at some point is just once we're way beyond the game, like open a certain amount of the game up as open source and allow people to work within that. It's just thoughts. I'm not really sure. I'd love to see what the community created. We'll see. Actually, let's have a couple of patches of creatures. So patch of woodlice. The thing about these is you don't need to put so many of them down. Oops. Yeah, I played Warcraft 3 for ages. At that point I was fairly young. I was never very good at it. I used to like to. You used to be able to do the free for alls on Warcraft 3. I used to like to jump into those. Barely ever won one, but I thought they were so much fun. I always played the Horde. The Orcs, sorry. It wasn't the Horde then. I used to mess around with like really cheesy tactics. There was the one where you as orcs, you just built towers everywhere. You started to kind of build towers just coming out from your base and see if you could cover the map in them. I mean, it's very easy to counter that one, but if you happen to be in a game against new players, you could mess them up with that because they just had no idea what was going on. Okay, so we've got woodlice in each now. Maybe there should be a patch of woodworm as well. Yeah, there's some dead woodworm actually. Let's do some dead woodworm that are defended. You don't want to give the player too much stuff that's too easy to access. What am I looking for? I played World of Warcraft for years as well. I haven't played in a while now. I mean, I played the most recent expansion for a little bit. Okay, so I'm looking for resources. Dead woodworm, is it? Dead woodworm. Right. Let's make a patch of these. I believe we can just throw them in like this. Maybe I'll throw in some tile surfers. Selected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's right. Wait, 3 sets of them. No, yeah. I appear to have given up on the grouping thing. Ah, hello again. Right. Yes, hello, Pavi Glock and Torbjorn. Good to have you back with us. Freeplay mode's coming along all right, yes. Obviously, it was put back a bit by my house move. And on top of that, with the if anyone read the update that Mike wrote, heard about the things in the way things were painted had to be changed. So there was a couple of things that knocked us back a little bit, but no, it's coming along well. Matt's had a go at decorating the map now, so it's looking a lot prettier. I'm just putting in the underground stuff now. I think of the basic stuff that's left to get this first free play mode map out, I need to we need to finish the underground, which we're doing now, which I don't think is going to take that long. But then we've actually got to have a look at the setup of players starting. Because at the moment, I've got to select which underground colony I want to be. Really, what I want to change that to is that it picks a random one. So yeah. Right. So where was I? What was I doing? I was moving dead wood worm out of the walls. I believe they're up here. The ones I was working on were here, but I believe I've shifted them all. Yep. So let's move to this load here. I think I'm going to put one Devil's Coach Horse adult in each underground in free play, just because, like I said, I really don't want the main focus to be underground. Also, the underground in free play is not going to be affected by the difficulty, because obviously the concept of difficulty in free play is that the difficulty alters as the game goes along. It's not the same as it is in the missions. Okay, I think we're done with that one. Just one more of those. Looks like it's here. We get another coffee in a minute, chaps. So whilst I do that, I'll run it and you can watch a bit of the Freeplay surface. That's just a light, yeah, okay. Okay, I'm going to save that because I've added a fair few things into the underground there. Then we'll grab a coffee. I may as well go get the coffee whilst it's saving, and it's going to take this long to save. Back in a minute. Yo. Oh, it's good to have you here. Okay. What was I doing? Don't know how many of these. Maybe they should all have something in. Maybe each one should have a secret beetle. Problem with the secret beetles is they poke through the blooming floor. I need to figure out how to solve that. So let's find the secret beetle. I can put the Devil's Coach Horse adult with it. It's in resources, I think. Right, so it's a harvestable beach tiger beetle. Right. Also a harvestable dead black ant. Maybe I should do like a harvestable dead Devil's Coach Horse adult. No, yeah, you're in good time, I believe. There's still another hour of the stream, so don't worry. Right, I'm gonna just for novelty, I'm gonna do a harvestable Devil's Coach Horse adult, just a dead one. So to do that, I'm gonna go to the Devil's Coach Horse adult, have a look at its animations, and I'm gonna generate a before I do that, let me have a quick nosy at where I've been putting them. Yeah, okay, so the dead creatures are in here. Oh, the sand fleas as well. Because this is actually a beach map, so maybe there should be more sand fleas. Yeah, I'll get some of them in. A bit of everything, why not? No one can stop me. It's free play after all. Okay, so I'm looking for the Devil's Coach Horse adult. Yeah, there you are. Looking for its animation. Yeah, I just open it and then I'll find its animation. So I want its death animation. And then I want to okay. Believe I can just make static mesh. There we are. Uh, 3D models. Resources. Name. So basically now in resources, yeah, there we go. There is a dead Devil's Coach Horse adult. Cool. Hello, Vjustas. Right, so I essentially want to copy the dead other things, but change its amount of food. 3D models, so I'm in the wrong area. Blueprints. Resources, right. So I want essentially one of these. Let's call it harvestable Devil's Coach Horse Adult. How much food does a Devil's Coach Horse Adult drop? Anyone remember? We haven't got long to get there before I check it myself. I think it's just here. It looks like it's 100. So max harvest 30. What? It's VV Justas. Nice drummer behind you, by the way. Oh, you want to have a look? It's been a while since I played, actually. But yeah, in the new house, I've got to put my music equipment behind me, so there's see if I can get the chair out of the way. So yeah, there's the electric drums. Also got a drum pad there. They're Roland. The drums are TD9. The drum pad's an Octopad. It's been a while since I played. I need to play more. To be honest, the game dev destroyed it a bit. Just ran out of free time. Yeah, they are expensive. I was actually a student when I bought them as well. Oh no, it was after I was a student. It was when I was working full time at the university. I was doing that for a brief period of time. So I've had them for quite a while now. But I need to give them a go again. Maybe I can finish one of the streams by drumming along to some Empires of the Undergrowth music. I think the max harvest. No. Oh, that's how much resources can be taken from it. Yeah, max harvesters is 4. That's okay. I think that's too many for this, though. I think the Devil's Coach Horse Adult's meant to have less than that. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll get all this underground stuff in, so we've got the players in a position to actually start, and then I'll just run a game of it. It should be fairly. I mean, obviously it's unbalanced at the minute, but it should be fairly close to what it's going to feel like. And then we can start editing some of the tweaking difficulty and that sort of thing a bit more. Okay, so what am I doing? What was I doing? I was about to put, the Devil's Coach Horse Adult in, but I need to change its model, actually. So that needs to be changed to, what was it called? Dead. I think the way that this is moving relatively is going to make this a little bit hard. That looks alright. That look right? Oh. Who knows? How many harvesters is a Devil's Coach Horse Adult meant to have? No one remembers. Harvestable dead creature 2. It's 2 harvesters. So what am I doing now? Right now, what I'm doing is I'm making a dead creature. I mean, I'm just making a dead version of the Devil's Coach Horse Adult that starts dead. Just so you can discover it underground. Max harvesters 2. Okay. 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 Don't need that open. Don't need that open. Right, I think that's ready. Okay, I'm going to put one in. Each underground's going to have one of these, defended by a living one. Okay, so okay, so that should be that. Now I've got to duplicate it and put one in each essentially. So I'm trying to keep this as fair as possible. Just put them roughly in place for now, and then I'll go around sorting them out. Oh, that one seems fine. one slightly further out the wall. Okay. Right, then I'm going to put a couple of patches of sand fleas in. It's taking too long because this is going to be perfect so far. It's taking a while. Okay, I'm just going to put a few patches of sand fleas in each. It looks like this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes left. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 holes left. Some of them have a lot more holes than the others. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I'm going to put sand fleas in 4 of them. So, have a look. Is there a random sand flea? Yeah, random hapless morsel, that's what they were called. It was because in the game design document, someone wrote hapless morsel, and then it stuck. So they're now random hapless morsels. Such a daft name. Deep Sting 2 Orange Limited Edition. Ooh. Nice to have you with us, Warlord Cully. Take care. Right, do I want these defended? Probably not. Maybe. Maybe we just have them a little bit defended. See, it doesn't need to be. This doesn't need to be amazingly well put together. This underground, because it doesn't have to be balanced because of the game mode that I'm making. Okay, so need to sort them out. See, these ones look not too bad. Just move them about a little bit. Where did I put it here? Where are my hapless morsels? Oh, there they are. Look at them being so hapless. It's not them. Where are my hapless morsels? Ha. I think I've sorted all those. Right, maybe I'll just throw a couple of undefended ones in each. As long as I don't do too many, it doesn't matter if this is slightly unbalanced now. Maybe this will be enough. Maybe I'm going overkill at the minute. Right, I guess it's time to give this a go. Right, let's save the map. Right, back to chat. Let's have a quick read. Oh, it's a computer box. It's the best I can aspire. It's really cool. Make 1-1, 1-1 insane mode, but the rest I can't do. So hard for me yet. Yeah, we didn't pull any punches with insane mode. Although still not very many people, but a couple of people said they still find it easy. I'm like, how? I can't do insane mode. I think I've managed one level on insane mode. I think you've got to be pretty tight with your tactics in order to do them on insane. Right, I'm going to give it a bit of a go then. Let's stop these from beginning open. I believe I'm set up to be wood ants. I believe I'm set up to be in this one as well. So let's give it a crack. I shouldn't have pressed save, should I? It's going to take ages. Insane is insane. Yes. We meant it. What do you guys think of Sea of Thieves then? They had an open beta the other day and I had a crack at that. Anyone have any desire to be a pirate? Still saving the map at the minute. I know you can't see it. You have to trust me. There's a box at the moment that says saving map 30. Oh, it's at 50%. It's jumping up. 56%. Yeah, I was enjoying Sea of Thieves. Oh, God. I think I'm definitely going to be playing it when it comes out. Okay, let's press play and see if it all goes terribly wrong. The closed beta. Prefer the ants. That's flattering. Okay, so ignore the error messages. Right, so I guess I want to go north to start with. More of an ant than a pirate. Are there any pirate ants? I'm sure there's ants that have pirate traits. But that in the top left, the number that keeps appearing, I believe is the difficulty. Oh God, have I left it on a really low difficulty? I'm not sure if I've got the difficulty change on. Oh no, it's going up. It's getting freezed. What's getting freezed? Oh, let me have a look at the stream just in case something is going wrong. I'll play the stream. It looks like it's. Oh gosh, right. That's not happening on my end. But yeah, it's on my end. It's actually running at a very good rate. Let me think. Wonder if there's anything I can do to improve this. Right, one more. Wonder if I change it to game capture, whether it'd help. Right, let me stop running it. See if it goes back up to like I say, I can't see the lag. So yeah, it's definitely something to do with me with the streaming. It's happening when I press the run game button whilst streaming. I say the frame rate's fine for me. It's definitely something to do with the streaming. Let's try game capture. Ooh. Well, that's not good. Oh, I'm gonna have to play around with it, aren't I? Right. Well, that's interesting. Being bright red is definitely wouldn't say an improvement, but it's something. Oh, however, it looks like it's not laggy. Okay. It's not exactly what we were after. It was just like retro mode. I don't think we want to stick with this. Alright, I've got a thought. I've had a thought, first time in years. Let me get rid of that. So I'm gonna add a scene. I'm gonna call it Full Game Cap. In here now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it as a standalone game. We'll see what that does. Yeah, I agree it's better than the lag. But I'm hoping to have my to eat my cake and have it too. That's how the saying goes, isn't it? So I'm sure you're loving not seeing anything at the moment. I'm sure that's exactly what you tune into a stream for a screen of pure black. Nope. Not that one. Not that one. Right. At the moment, I'm trying to run it as a standalone application. So give it a minute, and this might work. There's a chance it'll work. It's definitely something I need to solve, though. I have noticed this for a while. It's definitely loading. Alright. Whilst it's doing that, I'm not actually sure what to do whilst it's doing this. I could fly around for a bit. Woo. Let me come back to chat then. Right. Okay, so now flying around, slowing it down. Oh no, this will be me trying to run it as a standalone game. Right, one sec. Okay. Right. 1 second. 1 second. It is actually running. I have no idea if this is going to work or not. My queen's doing something really funky, by the way. That's not what we want. Oh, it's still red. This is going so well. Oop, no, not that. That one. Right. Oh, are we working now? Is that working? Okay, that looks like it's working. Even if my queen's doing something really weird. What the heck is she doing? Oh no, the lag's starting to kick in, starting to come in. Right, because this is running as a standalone application, what I might be able to do is actually close the game down in the editor, and that might give me a load more RAM. Unfortunately, that does actually seem to have closed everything down. Well, I can't do that then. Right. Well, this isn't going well. I'm gonna have to figure this one out. I'll get the editor going again and we'll continue. But I don't think we're going to be able to run it. It actually seemed like it was sort of running, so I might try that one more time. Okay, right, let's have a quick read of some questions whilst we're waiting. You have to give them a... Here's a question for you. You could pick between leafcutter, bullet ant, driver ant, pet colony. Which should you pick? Oh, it's a pet colony. Yeah. John, the leafcutters only eat fungi in the game, or they'll eat other meat and seeds as well. The leafcutters will only eat fungi. That is our intention, is to have it so, yeah, they have to farm. I can't remember what we said they do to start the mission. I think, right, the mechanics of the leaf cutters are kind of interesting. I don't want to go into too many details just yet because we'll reveal it more as we get further down the road. But basically the leaf cutters nurseries are going to be the leaf cutters nurseries are going to be, hang on one sec, I'm just trying to check if yeah, the engine is currently booting up. The leaf cutters nurseries are all going to be fungus gardens themselves, and the idea is that there'll be eggs kind of wedged into the fungus. So I believe you're going to start off with some as well, just so you've got some fungus to get you going. Can leaf cutters fungi meet in time? What? Okay, the engine's back up and running. Maybe if I turn the graphics down, it'll work all right. I'll do that. I'll turn the graphics right down. Like, make it into another kind of fungi. We'll be able to farm fungi in our main ant colony. Yes, the idea is your Formicarium will then get leaf cutters. Obviously, the Formicaraptor can eat anything, so you can keep you can farm fungus then from your main ant colony if you use the leaf cutters to gather the leaves. Right. Okay, we're back. We are back. So let's. Stupid thing. Okay. It is ambitious, but we're taking our time with it. So even though we've already entered early access, and did you guys get a chance to check out the roadmap? Because there's like a basic roadmap for the rest of the year, and the leaf cutters are sort of in this summer. Time is the leaf cutter update. our plan is to be in full release next year, not this year. And this year we won't see the full release. We'll see that there should be 2 major releases this year. You have to remember, I'm still working my notice at work. I currently work on this 2 days a week, and sometimes weekends. But as soon as I've finished working my notice at work, I'll be up to 5 days, so more than double the amount of time I'm spending on it at the minute. But maybe I'll put it on medium? In a minute it's compiling shaders, so don't worry, medium doesn't mean everything's grey. Yeah, the leaf cutter, the full leaf cutter update is planned in the summer. If you take a look at the roadmap, actually I'll post a link to it, to the newsletter. So that's the newsletter, and in the newsletter is there's a roadmap. Actually, we haven't talked about what major update 2 is going to be. Yeah. There will be other ants coming in the future. Do you guys ever see the poster? And then, to be fair, not all ants from the poster are going to make it in. Well, I won't say they'll never make it in, but they're not all going to be in by the time we call the game released. Right, I'm still compiling shaders, annoyingly. I'm going to let it do that before I actually run the game again. Whilst it's doing that, I'm going to take a look at the difficulty settings. I can't remember where I left them. Whether I left them like bodged or not. Difficulty value, difficulty type, have a quick look. So this is what deals with the difficulty. It looks like it's all set up properly. Though I'm not sure what difficulty I've currently got it set to. I think driver ants are good. They're similar to leaf cutters. They don't harvest plants. You know what I mean? Same with the army ants. Yeah, driver ants are a good species. So are army ants. Like I say, we've got planned the major species until the full release now. After release, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen. It looks like the difficulty's set up fine, by the way, and the shaders are finished compiling. Right, so I'm going to keep an eye on this whilst I play it in selected viewport. I've turned the graphics down, so we'll see what this does. But I might need to play with my OBS settings to get this to work properly. I wonder if it's to do with the graphics card or something. But interestingly enough, on my computer it seems to be running at full speed. So the game's running at full speed. It just must not be Right, and OBS looks like it's gathering it at full speed, but something's not right. So that looks like it's running at an okay speed at the minute. Oh no, there it's getting choppy. Interesting. Oh, it stopped getting choppy again. Okay, it's not choppy at the minute. Okay, looks okay. Looks okay at the minute. Okay, right. I'll just play for a bit like this. I won't full screen it or anything. We'll just see if we can get a feel for how the game feels at the moment. Let's get the eggs in place. The idea of free play mode is that you have plenty of space to design your colony your way. So I should be able to. I'm not sure what it's compiling shaders again. Oh, right, let's see if the compiling shaders makes any difference, because it might do. I'm just waiting for it to come up on the stream. Yeah, it does. Okay, so if it compiles shaders, it slows down. That appears to be the part of the issue. Although now it's just going slow. And we're back up to full speed. Okay, right. So it might go choppy every now and again if it needs to compile shaders. I think is the horcrux of it. Yeah, it needs sorting.
This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers.
There's a YouTuber that doesn't understand how works the zero group to carry eggs. You may implement a mini tutorial explain how it works. Yeah, I definitely think we need more of a tutorial. Yeah. We're talking about having no gather and no combat for the nest group as well. I think we're going to bring that in at some point. Ooh. I clearly need to tunnel out somewhere else. Need some more food. That looks like it's good for food. It's funny actually, without food being right next to the player, it actually slows down the starting. But I don't want to put a tunnel near the player. I don't want to put a chamber near the player. I don't want to force them into anything. Maybe it's alright to start slow.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
Let's build some more workers. We do just one or two hovering around the nest whilst I send the rest out harvesting. Okay. Do you consider adding termite pests in the game because they are nocturnal species that go out at night? That'd be an interesting one, like a nocturnal colony. There was actually a stretch. One of the stretch goals was termites. There is going to be termites in the game, in some form. They are in the current plan. I think even the species of termite that it is listed in the stretch goal. If you look back at the old Kickstarter, that seems like so long ago now. That was such a nervous time. Though not as nervous as the release. My gosh, the early access release was terrifying. I hope the full release is a bit smoother because we're already on Steam, so I think it should be. Hope. I need to get some melee ones. The voice in, off, who made it? Right, the voiceover. It's a chap, I can't remember his name, he's in the credits. Liam knows his name. Liam's the one who spent time with him. I hope we'll get him again
This colony must remain small for now.
as we carry on. I wouldn't want anyone else now. I can't remember his name though. We're still running smoothly. Yeah, we're still running smoothly. Things are okay. Need to head to the surface soon. I'm going to risk full screening it just to see. Maybe we'll get away with it this time. Right, the mini-map's broken. It's totally broken. I need to tell Dodo about this. The mini-map's essentially showing a different underground. Nope, could not get. Oh, our food stores are full. I need to build some more food storage, really. Yeah, I don't get how some people dig out everything. I mean, I guess for some people it works. I mean, it does slow. There are things in place to make that have negative impact, like the slowdowns as you walk over the tiles. Actually, I want my food store to be near the entrance. Actually. Let's do it. Do it over here. Still think there's more we can do with food stores. I'm playing terribly at the minute. Playing terribly at my own game. Somewhere there's the Devil's Coach Horse Adult. It'll essentially just look like a single red exclamation mark. There it is. Yeah, you can start sticking through the floor. That's 200 food right there. Okay, so let's allow the workers to work. Okay, hang on. Let's have a quick read. Then put paths, if I saw it. We're not making corridors and chambers the way you're supposed to do it. Chambers, you can have multiple groups of ants, just not the one giant group. Different people's play styles. I think your play style matters more the harder the difficulty the game's on. Right, there's something going down here that shouldn't be. There's a load of creatures stuck there. Should we have a look? Should we fly in and see what the heck's going on? What's going on? Can't see them. What are these creatures? I guess it was to do with the spawning of the creatures. Maybe they've fallen through the world or something. Do you see any creatures? Oh, I don't know. Apparently they're in the middle of the screen. Well, they're towards the bottom of the screen now. Oh, there they are. What's going on?
The colony is starving.
Why is there a load of woodlice flying? That's interesting, isn't it? Right. Is there a... Is there a tunnel entrance buried or something? I have no idea how they got there. You're not allowed to do that, woodlice. Stop breaking the rules. Okay, so there's clearly something going on there. Good grief, what's going on over here? God, I hope they don't attack me. Alright, actually, this is actually something I wanted to do. So I'll note this down. So basically, these nests, the spider's nests here, they spawn poppy seeds. Not poppy, no, they spawn chunks of meat that just kind of float in from under the ground. What I want to do with them, there's flickering on those as well that I want to deal with. Okay, so funnel web. So funnel web, food, decay. So basically, if you leave them, they don't end up with a ridiculous pile of food. So the food does disappear as time goes on. It's the same with poppy seeds as well. So basically, I don't know if there is a poppy plant around here. Are there infestations? It doesn't look like it's. Oh god, it's favoured the spiders this time. It appears to be 5 funnel web spider landmarks. Not much else. Right, which is my tunnel exit? Those need blending a bit better. Interesting. Right, I think there's a bug here. Yeah, so this is clearly my tunnel exit. Okay. Welcome to the bug hunt. Okay, so opening a tunnel exit isn't... Okay, so
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
south map, creatures spawning on terrain. Right, they're not even meant to be able to stand on this terrain. I'm not sure what's going on here. This is not meant to be collidable. Like the landscape, I turned it off. I thought I turned it off. It looks to me like things are standing on it. Well, that's clearly not doing what it's meant to be doing, because my ants are falling through onto it. Okay, tunnel exit's not opening. Well, you can. Oh, you're talking tactics now. Okay, so it's night time, so we should, yeah, like hermit crabs have started spawning and are being murdered by Devil's Coach Horse adults. God, I chomped through that hermit crab. There's a poppy plant over here. Like I say, I want the poppy seeds to decay, and the okay. So yeah, I'm getting a new list of things that need to be done. Fortunately, this current game's over. Though I think I was about right with the amount of food underground. I could have spent longer under there if I wanted, but getting itchy feet, you want to get to the surface. No reason to not get to the surface. This looks like it's murdering woodworms. Hercules beetles. They're very cool. The Hercules beetles. Right, so at night we should see an increase in night creatures. Well, we should see night creatures. That's still a bug that comes up every now and again. It's the poison effect. Not going on death.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new.
Yeah. But I actually think the difficulty's not changed much since it started. Although if it did start really low, maybe it's just very slowly incrementing. Green blood. Yeah, censorship for Germany. No, it's not. It's not. Right, so this woodlice is about to get murdered. But the difficulty is still very low, which is why not many creatures are spawning, by the way. There's a couple of dead spiders there. So I need to investigate the difficulty. I'm not sure what the difficulty is set to. Failed to get a point. Something's insisting that it's failing to get a point. Target near swarm OG exit. Oh, I know what that is. That's something trying to attack me. But it can't because my tunnel hasn't opened properly. No, there's no blood in the game. Yeah. I mean, the chunks of food have like white smears, not blood. There's warnings as well. I think that's to do with them walking over the... See, the difficulty is going up, but it's really slow. It's still, there's quite a few creatures around, but they all seem to be woodlice. To be fair, that makes sense if they're not if the difficulty's so low. You're gonna get murdered as well. There seems to be a line of woodlice that's just lining up to get murdered. It got a ladybird before it landed properly. You don't want to land there, ladybird. Right. I think I've run it for long enough now. I've got an idea of some of the things that are wrong.
There's not enough food to
What's
feed
wrong with
the
you?
brood.
You look stuck. I think you are stuck. Oh, interesting. Right, this is because this is collidable. It's not meant to be. I always want terrain collision turned off. I want creatures to move through it because we're using terrain in our game purely aesthetically. I need free mode. I'm afraid I've just drawn myself up a list of bugs that I need to fix. Okay, so over the next few days, I'm going to be working on this. I think I'll be doing a stream on Monday next week, rather than Thursday. I'm swapping things around because of what I need to do for what I need to do to finish off at work. I've looked at it and I've only got 4 days left at the other office, at the Liverpool office. Unfortunately, that doesn't mean it's the next 4 days. It's not like 4 days and I'm done. But basically, I'm finishing things off at the at my other work. So yeah, I'm gonna end the stream there. Thanks for joining. Like I say, look for me on Monday. I've got a list of things that have come up during this little playtest. I'm gonna write down the speed of difficulty increase. But I'm actually not sure how I've got it set at the minute, so so I shouldn't worry about that too much. Tomorrow I'm gonna be doing code stuff, so I'm not gonna be streaming. It'll be, and I'll be doing stuff to do with setting up the players, so it'll allow the player to go into a random position on the map. Yeah, thanks very much for your patience as well. I'll talk about this briefly. Like I say, I'm still working my notice. I work at university, so it's 3 months' notice that I've had to give. Liam's doing the same. He's working his notice. My notice at the end, so at Easter, after the Easter break, the Easter week, I'll be full time on the game. So that's 5 days a week, up from 2. Liam currently hasn't got any scheduled hours on the game. He's just been doing it on weekends and the evenings. But he's going from 0 days a week on the game. Well, I say that he's put a lot of time into it, but technically 0 days a week on the game to 5. So, and that's going to be at the end of April. So I go full time on the game at the start of April. Liam at the end of April. And at that point, things will start to speed up with the development. No problem. I'm. You guys are helping me live my my ideal job. So yeah, thank you very much. And I'll stream it. I'll be back again on Monday doing a stream. So I will see you on Monday. Thanks very much for joining, and have a good day. Ta-ra.